I said at this point, Bryce and Belinda tripping. But hey, y'all, welcome back to another review of Life with Chelsea for Tyler Perry's Zatima Season 3, Episode 3. Okay, y'all, so first thing first, let me know y'all thoughts on Episode 3 down below. Okay, so look, I don't know who to start with. I don't know who to start or where to start because Belinda over here, I want to know, was she saying that so that, mess can get started? Or was she saying that in hopes that Zach would be so upset with Fatima for keeping a secret that they end things? Like, what is it? Or was it payback? Like, what? Either way is mess. Either way is mess. I'm like, why are you pressing? Why are you pressing it? And Nate was like, you think I'm stupid? But then he's still over here. He probably going to be the one to tell. Either him or her. They probably going to be the ones to tell. Or Zach going over here. But yeah, I said, why you he told you he not gonna do it. She like, yeah, tell him. And she kept on trying to persuade him to tell. I said, you a messy thing, you a messy thing. Fatima don't need to be your friend no more, obviously. But okay, we're gonna start from the top. So Nate wanted to tell Zach. That's another thing. I want to say that I'm on Nate's side with this because obviously Zach's gonna be mad. Let me not skip ahead. But okay, Nate wants to tell Zach, but Fatima, Connie, and Tony don't. Fatima ends up going out there or whatever before they get a chance to tell. So Nate just kept on trying to tell Zach or whatever. I said, Zach crazy because anytime, like, they study saying don't tell it, and they acting very suspicious. I would have been, at the door trying to find out what they talking about. But he don't went upstairs. That's Zach. He really trusts Fatima or whatever to handle whatever. Because he don't went upstairs. But yeah, they talking about your brother this and this. He was around here saying this. And Zach goes upstairs. He was distracted. That's what it was. But yeah, Nate wants to tell Zach. But Fatima, Connie, and Tony started trying to tell him no. Belinda and Angela end up showing up. And I wanted to ask y'all how y'all feel about Nate being the only ones who want to tell Zach. What's his reasoning? Do y'all think it's because of what he said that, Zach's going to be highly upset? Or do y'all think it's just Nate being Nate? But I said, like, technically, you're right, because, wait, I'm skipping ahead. Fatima doesn't want Zach to go to jail. That's what she ends up telling them. And everybody was in agreement except Nate. Nate kept saying, y'all going to regret this. He's going to be very upset. He ain't said it like that, but, he like, when he finds out, he's going to be mad. And I said, he right, because Zach finna be throwing folks and stuff. He's supposed to throw Tony. He's supposed to flip Tony. He's supposed to flip Tony like Aaron flipped Zach on Sisters. He's supposed to flip him. He's supposed to flip him on the floor. I think he's supposed to push him against the wall, too. But Fatima ends up going back in the house to her and Zach was talking. And he was like, it has to be a reason why they drove all that way there to tell him something. But she just tried to focus on something else. Her whole thing is, like she said, she doesn't want him to go to jail. I understand both sides. I actually understand that because Zach finna be highly upset. Highly upset is not even the words for it. Flipping people. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, Fatima offers to plan Miss Gladys' funeral. At first, Zach was like, it's his mama. He's supposed to do it. And she was like, how about she plan it and he give his input or approve of it or something like that? Look, we're going to get to Preston. Because I got a question. Because I could have sworn, I don't know. We'll talk about it, though. She ends up telling Zach that drinking is not the answer. Basically, she doesn't want that to become a problem because y'all know sometimes in those situations, you have to find an outlet or they choose to find an outlet. And sometimes it's drinking. So she was telling him, she doesn't want drinking to become a problem. I said, do y'all think that's what it's going to be? When he's upset and flipping people, do y'all think that's what it's going to be? Or do y'all think this just going to be his anger or whatever? Or do y'all think this season is going to be, a drinking problem? We'll see. Let's see where I stopped at. Oh, she goes downstairs and she calls Connie. At first, I thought she was calling Angela to see if everybody was gone or not. But she ends up calling Connie to ask if she knew if Miss Gladys had a favorite color. Connie ends up saying she liked it, what she said, a purple flower, some type of flower or something. And Connie ends up revealing that she thinks that her and Fatima going to end up being good friends. Fatima doesn't think so. But I say, you know what? I think so, too. I think so, too. I think they're going to be good friends. I think they're going to be cool. But, yeah, she said if you need help planning the funeral, she can help because she knows a lot. I feel like she's going to end up calling her or contacting her again because, obviously, she's the only one that knows her. Zach felt bad because he was like, what kind of son don't know his mom's favorite color? But I feel like people, like back in the day, they used to say, like, oh, if you don't know this and that, you should be ashamed of yourself. You don't know this and you don't know that. But realistically, especially now that this type of stuff is being called out, you can't just assume like everybody didn't grow up that way. Everybody don't have that lifestyle. It's unfortunate, but it's true. And then, like, if you didn't go through it, be understanding and open-minded. But Fatima ends up, just reassuring him. I want to know what's gonna lead up to Fatima busting somebody's windows out. That's what I want to find out. That's what I want to find out. But let's see. Belinda and Nate, excuse me. Belinda and Nate, they was at her house or whatever talking. I said, okay, are they gonna mention if he's still married or what? I hope she need to look. I said, Lori, whatever that lady name is. I think it's Lori. She need to come over here and put them hands in this girl like, oh, he's trying to be messy stuff. And I was like, Belinda up to something. When they first showed her and she was like, are you going to tell them? Just kept saying, you don't need to be a yes man and all this other stuff. I mean, I do agree, don't be a yes man. And I do agree that Zach need to know because he going to be upset at everybody. But I also agree that Fatima right to protect him. Because that's exactly where he going to land up. I just want to know if it's going to be because of what he does to Jeremiah. Or is it going to be because, they've been saying that there's something supposed to happen at the place. What they call the place that Jeremiah be at, where they be smoking this stuff and stuff. They said something's supposed to go off, shots supposed to be fired and all, and Zach's supposed to get arrested for murder. So I'm like, I don't think it's gonna be Jeremiah, but we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, she's definitely up to something. She wants Nate to call Zach. Just kept on pressing the issue. So I said, why though? Why? To stir up mess? Like what? And then Nate was like, he kept saying how you think I'm stupid, and then he's like, this is some BS. And I said, you right. I said, that's exactly what it is, some BS. Either way it goes, she trying to be messy. I don't know if she's trying to break them up. I don't know if she want him mad at Fatima for not telling. I don't know if she just trying to get back at Zach. I don't know what in her head. I said, what in her head? Then, when Zach goes off and he's supposed to flip Tony, and I don't know if he's supposed to throw stuff or what. Somebody said they supposed to be at Belinda house. I don't know who house they supposed to be at, but I think she is gonna be there. And I said, why is they? I want to be nowhere near her because she messy and she keep up mess and she don't learn. Like the jury's still out. The verdict, what they said, whatever they be saying, we still watching Nate. We still watching him. We still watching him. I don't trust him yet. But they say they supposed to show up for Zach in a major way by the end of the season. So we'll see. But yeah, Preston ends up stopping by to check on Zach. At first he about to go, but then, he came downstairs. But Preston ends up revealing, he looked at the stuff and he feels like he knows why Bryce made the decision that he did. Excuse me. And I said, I knew he was going to look at the paperwork and find something. But I was like, oh, why did didn't they freeze the accounts because I want to say because they invested with Gary, because Gary being investigated or whatever. But I can't remember why they said they froze the accounts. But Preston, he gives Zach a $3 million check. He wants in on the deal. He ends up saying, he only wants 33%. But Zach ends up revealing, he don't want to do business with Bryce, and I understand. Preston talking about something, he a good guy and all this stuff, and he this and that. And I said, Preston, this your problem now. That's why you stayed with Daddy for so long. You always trying to see the good in people. I said, you always trying to see the good in people. I said, you can't always see the good in people because sometimes it's not there. Now, I don't know. Like with Bryce, he did make a decision that Zach told him not to do. But again, like I said last review, they partners, so they had to decide or come to a understanding together. Because if he on 50 and he on 50 and they both want to, I think Preston going to end up being the middleman for that. So I think this is a great deal. This going to end up being a great investment. Because like they obviously going to disagree for personal reasons and just because Bryce want to do what Bryce wants to do or run around crashing cars and stuff, trying to make, I said, that's a form of manipulation, ain't it? Ain't that a form of manipulation? But yeah, he was clearly upset. We finna get ready to talk about that though. Like I said, he gives Zach a $3 million check. Zach talking about some Zach and Fatima both asked if Danny knows he got the type of money. He was like, no, or whatever. And I said, see, they be knowing. But Preston ends up revealing that he's done with Danny. They don't even speak anymore. And Zach was like, good for you. Exactly. Cause like people was trying to make it seem like Preston did something wrong. Now he did have his moments, just like Danny had her moments. But overall, I think it was Danny's fault. I feel like I ain't gonna say it. Y'all know. If you watch, you know. But like I said, Zach and Fatima both asked if Danny knows he got the type of money or whatever. But yeah, Zach was happy. He was happy. I think that was the end of that scene. I thought there was gonna be the episode where he's supposed to be at Deja house, but no, it wasn't. I had wrote down. I said Angela be getting it in. I said Angela be getting it in. Sean seemed like he wants more from Angela, but she seemed like, I don't know, she doesn't want it because she's scared. I don't know, she don't want it because she just don't want him. It kind of seems like she don't want him, but we'll see. Because I think they say 2 times in the synopsis that her and Bryce supposed to have a conversation about their relationship, so we'll see. But I feel like, again, Bryce said what he wanted. He doesn't want to sound like he didn't want to be tied down. He wants to be into what he want to be into. If you don't agree, the worst thing you could do is try to act like Sabrina over here, try to pressure somebody. It cut off, but yeah, the worst thing you can do is act like Sabrina. She kept on, like, even when I know she was under the influence at the time, but when we first seen her with not when we first seen her, but y'all know when they was on that couch and she was drunk or whatever. She was drunk, so she kept on telling him, and he was like no and whatever, and he stopped. I think he ended up leaving that day, leaving out or whatever. But yeah, I don't agree with them being together, but we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, I said it seemed like Sean want more. He was talking to her about it, but she was like, no, telling him he need to go and all this stuff, and you knew what it was, so we'll see. I think she want Bryce. I feel like she gonna end up disappointing herself, but we'll see. Bryce started blowing the horn. I already knew who it was. But I thought he was gonna crash because he was upset about her being in there with Sean. But yeah, Bryce blowing horns and stuff to get Angela out. She comes out. She started talking. They start talking. He started yelling like he always do and stuff. Talking about, so nobody cares about me. Nobody cares about me and all this other stuff. So she trying to stop him. He mad. He jumps in the car. He speeds off and he ends up crashing into a car. And she takes off running to go get him. I said, yeah, she want him. She want him. She wants some. But I said, oh my goodness. I said, that's a form of manipulation. I think the next episode is supposed to be about her going to the hospital with him or something like that. But I haven't watched it yet. But yeah, I said, that's a form of manipulation. People be over here, I'm going to do this to myself or all that. Or I said, you can't get your way because of that. Or they going to do that the whole relationship. People going to learn. But that's it. Let me know y'all thoughts on this episode down below. Stay tuned for the next review. Until next time, do have a great rest of the day and be safe.